on a working day and braving the end of the office hour traffic. This is an event which we had been thinking of for quite some time now, given the events which have been happening. But we were also aware that we had a very distinguished parliamentary delegation headed our way, so we thought it would be fitting that we hold it today when they're here. Now, as you're aware that we are meeting against the backdrop of the barbaric terror attack which took place in Pahalgam on 22nd April. And the government of India has sent all-party parliamentary delegations all across the world to share our perspectives on terrorism, on how it constitutes a common challenge to the entire world, and how we need to fight it together. In this effort, of course, in this journey, France is a strategic partner of India. It has expressed full solidarity with India, as also support in fight against terrorism. So we have with us today a very distinguished parliamentary delegation led by Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad, whom you all know. Dr. Purandeshwari, Member Lok Sabha. Srimati Priyanka Chaturvedi, Member Rajya Sabha. Dr. Amar Singh, Member Lok Sabha. Shri Samik Bhattacharya, Member Rajya Sabha. Dr. Thambi Durai, Member Rajya Sabha. Shri M.J. Akbar, former Minister of State for External Affairs. And Ambassador Pankaj Saran, who is Member National Security Advisory. So I would now like to invite the leader of the delegation, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, to address the gathering, and this would be followed by other members who would like to. Yeah, Shri Ghulam Ali Khatana, Member. My apologies. Yeah, I'd like to invite the leader of the delegation, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, to address us, and this would be followed by remarks by other honorable members of the delegation who may wish to speak. So we have with us some real stalwarts of our community here in this hall, and they've been a pillar of support for all of us. Thank you so much, sir.
Ambassador Singla, my distinguished colleagues who are members of parliament and part of our delegation, और पेरिस के प्यारे हिंदुस्तानियों, नमस्ते, आपका अभिनंदन। देख ले, PTI must learn to handle Doordarshan. Okay? Correct. मित्रों, आप लोगों से मिलकर खुशी होती है, but today is not the occasion to rejoice. We have come with great degree of pain and agony, but also there is a resolve that India will stand together in the fight against terrorism and tell the world that India is indeed united. 7 delegations have gone in different parts of the world. I am leading the delegation to Europe. Paris is our first port of call. Tomorrow we leave for Rome. Thereafter to Denmark, Copenhagen. Thereafter to London. Thereafter to Brussels. And lastly to Germany when we return. And similar is the itinerary of other delegations. And see, I am from the BJP. Mr. Amar Singh is from the Congress party. Samik is from BJP. M.J. Akbar is a great author, a strategic thinker. He is there. Thambi Durai, former deputy speaker, is from the AIDMK. Our good friend Purandeshwari is from the BJP, and to my friends here from Andhra Pradesh, she has a great lineage. She is the daughter of N.T. Ramarao. You all need to know it. That she is there. But a distinguished leader in her own right has also been a minister. Then we have Priyanka Chaturvedi. She is from media, activism, and now member of Rajya Sabha. Ghulam Ali told me that I am Ghulam Ali minus Ghazal. I hope you understand that. That was a very nice way of introducing himself. He's a nominated member of Rajya Sabha, but really flamed the torch of nationalism in Kashmir. That is Ghulam Ali. And then we have Pankaj Sharan, former ambassador. Why we are here? You all know a terrible tragedy struck Pahalgam. 26 लोग मारे गए. Terrorists came, asked for your religious identity. Hindus were killed, Christians were killed. And some of the most pitiable condition was a newly married wife who has gone on honeymoon after 10 days of marriage. Her husband was killed, who was a naval officer. Another from Kanpur, her husband was killed, married about a couple of months ago. Many other females. It was barbarism in the extreme, rarely heard. Criminal का भी कुछ तो वसूल होगा ना. It was nothing. Then ultimately the Prime Minister resolved this far and no further. And the first thing which I have to explain to you, what is the meaning of this far and no further? Very briefly, Pakistan became a country in 47, the first war in 48, the second war in 1965, the third war in 1971 when Bangladesh was created, and the fifth war was Kargil. All these are recognized wars. And just remember one thing very particularly, and I want you to convey, हिंदुस्तान ने कोई भी लड़ाई शुरू नहीं की थी. India had not started any war. Why so? Because you have a civilizational heritage, ना. हम तो सबों के सुख की चिंता करते हैं. सर्वे संतु निरामया. That is our heritage. Then Pakistan, 1,000 cuts. Ziaul Haq. And the rest is history. You know what happened in Mumbai, what happened in Delhi, what happened in the parliament. When Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, Mumbai happened. When Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, then attack on parliament happened. When Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister, there was a big attack on Mumbai, you know it very well. Why India? Attack happened in France, you all know it very well, in Paris, in Marseille. Attack happened in Belgium. Attack happened in Germany. Attack happened in London. Attack happened in New York. And in all these attacks, Pakistan has a very, very significant role to play. 52 designated terrorists are from Pakistan by the UN. So many bodies. There is one thing I would like to remind all of you. Asim Munir is the army chief. On 16th of April, he delivered a speech. You may have heard about it. I'll ask the embassy to provide to key leaders of the community. What he said, we are two nations. They are Hindus, we are Muslims. And our ambitions are different. Our hopes are different. Our aspirations are different. And therefore, Jinnah Sahab created Pakistan. This should be conveyed to the coming generations of Pakistani. He was addressing the expatriates Pakistani in Islamabad. He spoke like a jihadi, not like a general. This was the background being created to foment trouble in India, because Pakistan was facing a lot of trouble. You know, Balochistan, Sindh, Afghanistan. मैं कभी कभी कहता हूं, जिन्ना साहब ने बनाया पाकिस्तान, वो बन गया जर्नैल की दुकान. And I want you to know it, because you have to convey India's view. Pakistan was created. Jinnah Sahib was there for hardly 1.5 years. Thereafter, the prime ministers they were killed or coup happened. General Ayub Khan became a field marshal for 10 years. Yahya Khan for 7 to 8 years. Ziaul Haq for 11 years. General Musharraf for 9 years. And now Mr. Munir. What was the difference? Only Field Marshal was Mr. Ayub Khan, and this gentleman has become Field Marshal. तो मैंने मजाक में कहा, जो फील्ड में पिट गए वो फील्ड मार्शल बन गए. That is the reality of Pakistan. Now, why this is happening? This you must understand. This is happening because Pakistan is a jihadi military state. It is not a democracy. Democracy means you have accountability, na? They snatch power. You must know that our armed forces did a great job. We really salute them, all of us, and you also salute them. The Prime Minister clearly told them that I have given complete freedom to our army generals, armed forces. You choose the time, you choose the place, but take action. What India did? The first thing was only attacking the terrorist camps. Bhavalpur, Murid Ke, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Muhammad. They are known centers. And with remarkable precision, none of our planes crossed the border, but gave a deadly blow to them. India in the morning conveyed, हमने ये काम किया है, आपको बता रहे हैं, हमें इसे आगे नहीं बढ़ाना है, non-escalatory, proportionate. वो चुप रहे. Again they started doing it. Then we blocked their complete defense of aerospace. And one thing today I would like to highlight to my fellow Indians in Paris. You must be proud of our air forces and our scientists. Israel is a country. We all are very appreciative of Israel. Israel and India had good relationship. But Israel is of the size of Haryana. In India, from Ladakh till Bhuj in Gujarat, the entire space was completely guarded and no plane or no missile could come. If they came, they were crushed. That is the great thing India has done. The second issue is very important, and that is what? That once they continued to attack, then Indian Air Force showed remarkable courage, and they destroyed 9 Air Force fields of Pakistan. Right from Lahore to Sialkot to Rahim and all. Thereafter Pakistan came on the knees और सुबह सुबह फोन किया कि हम बात करना चाहते हैं. You understand? The talk happens with Director General Military Operations. तो दिन में कहा कि हम बात करना चाहते हैं. He was told, बात करोगे तभी करोगे जब फायरिंग रोकोगे. आप फायरिंग करोगे तो यहां से भी फायरिंग होगी. And thereafter it was stopped. Second उन्होंने कुछ किया. I will leave the Indus water treaty to be discussed by my friends. 3 things must remember. The Prime Minister has clearly outlined that now we will have a new normal. Trade and talk cannot go together. अगर आप खून बहाओगे तो पानी नहीं बहेगा. And thirdly, any act of terrorism will be viewed as a war, because in Pakistan, terrorist and the government establishment are together. I have told you all this. And बातचीत होगी तो सिर्फ पाकिस्तान ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर के बारे में बातचीत होगी और आतंकवाद के बारे में बातचीत होगी. I want you all to know that the entire world stood with India. They called, they conveyed their. India very much appreciated that. It was very made clear, whatever talk is to be done will be done directly between Pakistan and India through the Director General of Military Operations. That is how it has happened. Then the Prime Minister decided that we all need to go to different parts of the world, convey India's story, and therefore we are here. Remember, India is a very thriving democracy. When Amar Singh sits in the Lok Sabha, he doesn't spare me, or I don't spare him either. And Priyanka sits in the Raj Sabha, she does the same. But here, we all are Indians. We have come to articulate the voice of India. I want to tell you. That is how India is united in this fight against terror. मेरी आपसे गुजारिश क्या है? 3 चीजों को ध्यान रखिए. वो हिंदू मुस्लिम का नैरेटिव बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे. गुलाम अली क्या है? कश्मीर के हैं, सफर किया है. एमजे अकबर क्या है? A leading strategic thinker, author. We all respect him. And India is home to the second biggest Muslim population after Indonesia, more than Pakistan. There is no comparison. Indian economy is 11 times the size of Pakistan. We are the 5th economy. Now I am told, Priyanka studied 4th. It has become the 4th biggest economy. Very soon it will become the 3rd economy. And when I see the growth of India, I am very proud of all of you. You are the brand ambassador. I was amazed to find, Avinash, kahan ho tum? Kahan baithe ho? Baitho. His father-in-law was a junior of my late father in Patna High Court. Then he introduced himself. He came here as a computer software engineer in a big IT company. Now he is running many restaurants here. Good. I am very proud of that. This entrepreneurial ability of Indians, and all of you, I salute your entrepreneurial ability. So you please properly showcase brand India. We are for peace. We are for amity. But if innocent Indians will be killed by terrorists, they will have to pay a cost. That is what Operation Sindoor is there. तुमने बेटियों का सिंदूर उजाड़ा है, तो हम ऑपरेशन सिंदूर से उसका जवाब देंगे. That is the meaning of Operation Sindoor. And friends, I want to tell you that India is very united. People are very emotional. But India, being a democracy, has shown the quality of stability, of compassion also. And lastly, if this question is asked from you by friends, पीएम ने तो कहा था कि ये समय युद्ध का नहीं है. तो पीएम ने ये भी कहा है ये समय युद्ध का नहीं है, ये समय आतंकवाद का भी नहीं है. It is not the era of war, but it is also not the era of terrorism. Terrorism, a global curse, a global cancer, killing civilized society, killing innocent people. Those who talk in Paris or London or New York about human rights, what about the human rights of victims of terror? The widow of that army naval officer who was killed in cold blood, does she have a human right or not? Others have a human right or not? This whole debate has gone astray. So we have to properly tame this debate in a proper manner. That terrorism has got no religion. Terrorism only kills with impunity. And India will stand very firmly against that. Thank you. Namaste. Which one I have?
I'll invite the next people.
Huh? Have you named them?
Yes, sir. I have names.
You have named?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you. All my other colleagues will also speak. You need to hear them. And that's how United India speaks. Thank you.
I would now like to welcome Dr. Daggubati Purandeshwari, Honorable Member of Parliament, to share a few words with us.
What do I do with my hands? All my distinguished colleagues seated on the dais, and of course, the Indian diaspora seated before the dais. Let me first begin by telling you that this is a great honor for us because we are actually representing our country in one voice. We are not here to be telling you our individual thoughts, but rather we are here resonating the pain of 140 crore Indians. India has suffered long enough. India has suffered cross-border terrorism long enough, just as the leader of the delegation, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, had outlined, right since 1947 till date, or rather till the 22nd of April. And God forbid, we do not want this to continue, but there's no way that we see that Pakistan is going to step back from hurting India further as well. Prior to 2014, we did have terrorists come in from the neighboring country, attack our civilians, kill our soldiers, and go back with great joy of victory. But now India has said enough is enough, and we have a leadership today who is not willing to take things lying down. Eent ka jawab eent se hi denge. Because we've been a responsible country, and never did we, just as it was outlined earlier, never did we wage war on any country by ourselves. And today, I suppose, our patience has gone a long way. And just as you all know, on the 22nd of April, the dastardly act of the neighboring country, we would emphasize on the word neighboring country because we all know that it has been state-sponsored terrorism that has been attacking our country for a long, long time. 26 innocent civilians, one Nepali as well, a newly married couple, the husband, to call out the victims by their religion and then to kill them point blank, shooting them in the head in front of their wives and their children. That was when the last straw of, I think, patience has broken. And the decision was taken that yes, we need to tell not only our countrymen but the world as well that here is a nation that has been suffering for quite some time and we need to reply them back. As I had mentioned earlier, India being a very responsible nation, civilians were not targeted, neither were civilian communities. It was those hubs where terrorists were actually trained, Murudke, Bahawalpur, Muzaffarabad, wherein we had evidence that training was being given in these places, that these camps were actually targeted. But what was the response that we got from the other side? Even as we were being very responsible, the neighboring country attacks again our civilians and their homes. And that is when we had to escalated a little bit more, and then it was their military hubs that were targeted again. So this only emphasizes that India was never the first one to attack any country, but was also responsible. And to emphasize how we were responsible is that the attack on the terrorist camps happened at around 1:24 early hours of the 7th. And the reason behind this is that civilians would have retired to bed. None of them would, or largely they wouldn't be out. So even if civilians were to be hurt, there would be very few of them. That is the kind of responsibility and restraint that was displayed by our country, India. And of course, further on it was outlined why we had to target the military hubs. And today, the entire world has witnessed the strength of our soldiers, the strength of our armed forces, and the strength of a nation in unity. And that is why I think we should resonate the slogan, Jai Jawan. Even as we sleep very comfortably, peacefully, deep down south, I think we have our soldiers guarding it is the strong confidence that we have soldiers actually guarding our borders up there. And similarly, today we have a strong leader who does not wince from taking strong decisions whenever it is required and whenever circumstances call for taking strong decisions. And it is here that the decision was taken that yes, enough is enough. Now we have to, just as Ravi Shankar ji has said earlier, you attack, we attack. You don't attack, we don't attack. So now we did begin by stopping the waters of the Indus River. I'm sure Akbarji would go into great detail about it. But just to passingly talk about it, the Indus Water Treaty, which was entered in 1960, where 80% of the waters were actually given to Pakistan and only we had about 20% of the water. We had the right of run of the river too, where we could utilize some of the waters from the western tributaries. But Pakistan was continuously not allowing us to exercise our rights over the waters as well. And today we have the climate change in front of us, which is a reality staring us in the face. Waters are going down. There are newer technologies which actually enables us to make good use of the river waters today. And India has been continuously inviting Pakistan for across the table talk on revisiting the water treaty so that the utilization of the water could be a little more well used. In the sense Pakistan, though it had 80% of the waters, it wasn't able to completely make use of the 80% waters because you need storage spaces, you need your dams built, which was not there in Pakistan too. But till date, Pakistan did not come, sit and talk with India on how the waters could be redistributed. It was at that juncture and seeing the country suffer that there was a decision taken at the highest level that enough is enough, now Indus water would be stopped. Now when I say stopped, we cannot stop a river from flowing. Overnight, it's not going to be as if there is going to be a famine in Pakistan because there's not a drop of water going there. In Telugu, there is a saying which says, Neetiki pallam erugu, neeru pallam erugu, which means water knows the gravitational, how it should flow and the gravity. Therefore, there's no way that we were actually there's not going to be a drop of water flowing into Pakistan, but yes, a strong decision was taken. And today we have the rogue country going from pillar to post, playing the victim card, saying that now we are going to face a famine and we are going to suffer, and India is the rogue country and not ourselves. So it is at this juncture that there was a decision taken that there has to be a diplomatic outreach. Today, it is not just India that is suffering the scourge of terrorism, but the entire globe is. France, UK, USA, you name it, and we know they're all suffering the scourge of terrorism. So that was the reason why we said we would, it was decided that we would go in delegations across the across the world and talk to everybody. Could be our diaspora, could be the political leadership, so that our side of the story, how responsible we have been all through, the world needs to know. And just as the Prime Minister had said, you can never blackmail us with a nuclear weapon, with the threat of a nuclear weapon. Even in the earlier meeting, there was a question raised about it, and our answer to that was India is a responsible nation, and never be the first user has been our policy, and we stick to it. Whereas on the other hand, we have a neighboring country which has military dysfunctionality as well. And then when they say we need to talk, whom does India talk to? Whom does India talk to? We can't have the Prime Minister of our country talking to the general there. So I think these are hard truths which we thought that we should definitely go out as delegations and tell the entire world. And so we are 7 delegations, and here we are 1 delegation led by Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji. And again, let me emphasize that we are deeply honored to be representing the 140 crore Indians back home. And the hurt that India has gone through all these years has converted itself into a hard resolve. And the resolve is to ensure peace to our country and to our countrymen. Just as the saying of our ancestors go, Praja hite hitam rajnyah, prajanam cha sukhe hitam, natma priyam hitam rajnyah, prajanam tu hite sukham. A true king is one who does not rule the country by his whims and fancies. But a true king is one who understands his subjects and rules the country accordingly. Today, India has suffered long enough. The pain is deeply entrenched, and the leadership has taken a decision to ensure that peace prevails in the country and the citizens live in safety and in peace. To the Telugu brethren, I would just like to say, Ye desamegina endu kalidina, ye peethamekkina evvaredureina, pogadara nee talli bhoomi bharatini, nilupara nee jati nindu gauravam. Which means wherever you may go, you need to ensure that you bring pride to not only your country, but your community as well. And to the Telugu, I would like to say that we back home are proud of you, because you have risen to such a state where you are simply not commanding the political, socio-economic scenario, but you are also able to impact the elections and the political scenario in the countries wherever you have gone. And that, I think, applies to the entire Indian diaspora. Again, let me emphasize, we are all very, very proud of our Indian diaspora who have been contributing to the economic and the socio-economic growth of those countries where you have gone and you have settled. You have assimilated well, but just to remind you, this may be your karma bhumi, but you have your janma bhumi back home in India, and there is a responsibility towards it as well. Once again, thanking you all for having given me this great opportunity. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to request Srimati Priyanka Chaturvedi, Honorable Member of Parliament, to kindly share her experience.
A very good evening and Jai Hind to everyone. It is a great honor for me to be speaking from this platform today, but I was just hoping I would have come in happier circumstances to celebrate a diaspora, to speak about just how much you'll have added to the value of our relationship, strategic relationship that we enjoy with France. I wish I could tell you it is because of how you all have assimilated and contributed that today France stands in solidarity with us. Ravi Shankar Prasad, our delegation leader, was telling us that before he came to France, before we started this tour, and our first stop was France because of the relationship that we've been enjoying with them. A delegation of members of parliament from France had come to the Standing Committee of Foreign Affairs and expressed total solidarity with India to fight the scourge of terrorism emanating from Pakistan. Let me also tell you, you all might know me, but I'm a vocal member of the opposition. A very vocal member of the opposition, yes. And I hold my government to account to ensure that the thriving democracy that I come from continues to ask questions and holds its government to account. But today I come, while being a member of the opposition, I come to express my solidarity with the 1.4 billion people back home who were equally outraged, equally angered, and probably if my voice also sounds angry because I continue to carry that anger with me. I come from the state of Maharashtra. I come from Mumbai. Mumbai saw the worst terror attack. Over 160 people dead. Not all Indians. Some from the US, some from Europe. And where is this terrorism emanating from? I don't even need to tell you all that. I'm sure people of France won't need to tell us that. People from US won't be able to tell you that. I mean, they would not need to explain explicitly that it's coming from Pakistan because all the roots of terrorism emanate from Pakistan. Terrorism has become an economic industry for Pakistan to hold the world to account. To put a blackmail, a threat on the peace across the world, not just across our region. So we come to express not just our anger, but our resolute belief that what has begun as Operation Sindoor is not just a conventional fight back. It will have a fight back in all its form, in all its possibilities, and in all the spaces possible for India to tell the world and to especially tell Pakistan that we will hold you to account for every single life that an Indian loses because of your terrorism. And that is the resolve we've come with, and we are touring 6 different capitals of Western Europe, and we go with the same message. You all suffer the same challenges that we suffer back home. We've been fighting for it for decades. And let me also leave you with just one thought. Yes, I come from the land of Gandhi. Yes, we all come from the land of Buddha. But we also come from the land of Krishna. And during Mahabharata, when Arjuna was reluctant to fight against his own, that is when Lord Krishna had told him, Agar dharm wapas lana hai, to yudh bhi karna hoga. And yudh is not your conventional war. It is war in all its forms to ensure there is no adharm that prevails, at least in the land of peace. That is our message to the world. We want you as the brand ambassadors in France to speak up for India, to speak up for the nation, and to ensure that every wrong story that they put out there, you all are right there to correct the India story. So thank you so much, and Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to welcome Shri Ghulam Ali Khatana, Honorable Member of Parliament, to address the audience.
My respectable colleagues, Ambassador Sahab, पंकज जी और फ्रांस में भारत का एहसासा एसेट्स ऑफ भारत, आदाब, नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल, हेलो। फ्रांस वाला मुझे भूल गया। And listening is very difficult to listen, but your level of enthusiasm is very high. You are here to listen Bharat. We are here to tell the world we respect our neighbors, we want their progress, but at the same time, we cannot afford ruthlessly killing of our innocent citizen. अगर उधर से गोली आएगी तो हम गोला फेंकेंगे और जीरो टॉलरेंस। कुछ भी पाकिस्तान की तरफ से होगा, विल टेक इट एज ए एक्ट ऑफ वॉर। पाकिस्तान और हम एक ही इकट्ठे इंडिपेंडेंस हुआ हमारा, बट पाकिस्तान का जो पाथ है वो ठीक नहीं है। वी डेवलप आवर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, वी डेवलप आवर ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, वी डेवलप एवरीथिंग, और हम दुनिया की नरेंद्र मोदी जी की रहनुमाई में हम दुनिया की चौथी बड़ी ताकत बने हैं। Being a native of Jammu and Kashmir, मैं आपको कुछ बातें बताना चाहूंगा कि एब्रोगेशन ऑफ 47, आफ्टर एब्रोगेशन देयर इज एन बूम ऑफ टूरिज्म, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। जो बच्चे पत्थर मारने के लिए, दोज चिल्ड्रन यूज्ड फॉर आफ्टर एब्रोगेशन ऑफ 370, जो बच्चे, नौजवान बच्चे स्कूल में जाना था, उस स्टोन पेल्टिंग के लिए इस्तेमाल होते थे। बट व्हेन नरेंद्र मोदी जी टेक ओवर एज ए प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया, वो बच्चे स्कूल में जाते हैं और वो बच्चे खेल कूद में वर्ल्ड लेवल पे compete कर रहा है। किसान खेत में जा रहा है। टूरिज्म, रिलीजियस टूरिज्म 2 करोड़ से आगे चला गया। वो पाकिस्तान को बर्दाश्त नहीं हुआ। पाकिस्तान में आधे टाइम से ज्यादा आर्मी का हुकूमत रहा है और जमहूरियत का, डेमोक्रेसी का, लोकतंत्र का जो गला घोंटा है वो सारी दुनिया उसको जानती है। उसको छुपाने के लिए पाकिस्तान ये हरकतें करता है और इस चीज को हम सब ने आगे लेके जाना है। जैसे कि रवि शंकर जी ने बताया कि हम दूसरी बड़ी पॉपुलेशन वाला, दुनिया में दूसरे नंबर में मुस्लिम इंडिया में रहता है और बहुत सारे पाकिस्तान के नैरेटिव होंगे, लेकिन प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का जो नैरेटिव है कि इफ यू किल ए पर्सन, एक आदमी, दैट मीन्स यू आर किलिंग होल ह्यूमैनिटी। अब बच्चों के सामने उसका मजहब पूछ के उसको सिर पे गोली मारना, ये दरिंदगी है, ये कुछ नहीं है। लातों के भूत बातों के भूत लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते हैं, वाइस वर्सा। तो रिक्वायर्ड, हमने कोई जंग नहीं करा, हमने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जहां वो फैक्ट्री में बनता है उसको डिसमेंटल करा है। तो इसलिए हम इसीलिए यहां आए हैं, जीरो टॉलरेंस टुवर्ड्स टेररिज्म, ऑपरेशन संदूर के जरिए। बस यही हमारा संदेश है। आप सब लोग आए, जो आर आवर एम्बेसडर है, आप सबको अपनी बात बताइए। मुझे लगता है सब जगह से लोग हैं। शुक्रिया, जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Amar Singh, Honorable Member of Parliament, to share a few words with us.
ये लोग बोर तो नहीं हो गए? सब भाषण चल रहा नहीं. We are not listening to them. Good evening to all of you, my honorable colleagues. I want to say only 2-3 things. First, you look at us. Why we are here? आए क्यों हैं यहाँ? And why all political parties? There are political differences in the country. We don't go with the government. We daily pull up the government who is in power. But when the question of country comes, we are all here. That is the message I wanted to convey as far as country. But politically, there are differences. I mean, we don't deny it. There are political and very large differences. Second thing which I wanted to convey and request to you, that anybody who does some wrong, their minds are much smarter than the normal people, and they have a very smart strategy to convey something कि भाई मैंने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं है. And this is what is happening, and that's why we are here. हम लोग कोई फॉरेन देखने नहीं आए हैं. The country which habitually does everything, there are factories of producing terrorists. They are conveying the whole of world के हिंदुस्तान हमारे साथ ज्यादती कर रहा. That is the question. That's why we are here. And that's why we have requested you to come. We'll try our level best. The delegation would try their level best to convey that thing to the various governments, to think tanks, to the press, to everybody. We'll try our level best. Okay, bhai, this is the reality. But I will request you as ambassadors of the country, you are sitting in foreign countries. Please see what we are doing. One, we are all united. And second, you have to convey to everywhere or every person or every institution which you know of or which you are part of, कि भाई असलियत ये है, this is the truth. असलियत ये है, this is the truth. It's a factory from 47 onwards. So many things are there. I don't want to repeat so many my earlier speakers have. I don't want to repeat. So that is why we are here. That is what I wanted to make a request to you. That in the country, in spite of political differences, we are all here. We are trying to convey the world. Please, you also help us. As we are trying, please try so that everybody understands that bhai, this is the reality. This is what they are doing it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to welcome Shri Samik Bhattacharya, Honorable Member of Parliament, to address the gathering.
My esteemed colleagues, Mr. Ambassador, and my diaspora. Under what compulsion we had to go to Operation Sidhu, everybody knows. But all of you understand that Pakistan will never change their mindset. A few Bengali people are here. You have very close contact and proximity with the Bengalis, like those who are living in West Bengal. I am also from West Bengal. We have a border, an international porous border of more than 2,200 kilometers. Now, Pakistan is desperately trying to use Bangladesh as a launchpad for terrorism, for terror attacks. किसी को मारने का पहले धर्म पूछ कर उसको मारने का उद्देश्य एक ही था, ये पूरा हिंदुस्तान हिंदू मुसलमान की खेमे पे बढ़ जाए और एक दंगा भड़क जाए, लेकिन भारत की जागरूक जनता उसको नाकार कर दिया। All of us, we are from a land of pluralism. मुंडे मुंडे बथिर भिन्ना, ये तो हम लोग बोल के गया था। भारत एक ऐसा देश है जहां ये बोला जाता है, जे अन्नंग ब्रह्मो अन्नंग बहुकुर्वित, जो अन्न जो है वो भी ब्रह्म है। और उसी का साथ शंकराचार्य जी ने ये भी बोला, जे ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन मिथ्या जीव ब्रह्म ही वो ना पा अवांग मनुष्य गोचर। Parallelly, a two school of thinking बहुत दिन से चलता रहा। किसी ने तलवार नहीं उठाया, खून नहीं बहाया। अगर पाकिस्तान का डिमांड on the basis of two nation theory when it was created, अगर उसको हम रिजेक्ट कर देते तो हम लोग कोई सिविल वॉर फेस करना पड़ता। लेकिन भारत शांति चाहता, भारत भाई की खून से अपने हाथ को गंदा करना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन ये पाकिस्तान बदलने वाला नहीं है। टुडे वी आर हियर and our honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has already said the narrative that no attack from the terrorist will not go unanswered. सिंदूर का कीमत पाकिस्तान चुकाया है, चाहे जितना भी हो। टेररिस्ट को पीछे से पुश करे और हमारा देश में भेजे। भारत की जनता अब एक है। भारत का सारे पॉलिटिकल फोर्सेस, इन स्पाइट ऑफ ऑल पॉलिटिकल डिफरेंसेस, हम लोग इकट्ठा आ जाए हैं एक ही मैसेज देने के लिए कि पाकिस्तान शुड बी डिप्लोमेटिकली आइसोलेटेड एंड पाकिस्तान शुड बी डिक्लेयर्ड एज अ टेररिस्ट स्टेट। पाकिस्तान नाम का कोई राष्ट्र नहीं है, इट्स अ मिलिट्री रूट स्टेट। अगर पाकिस्तान, इफ दे वांट टू सर्वाइव, इफ द थिंग फॉर द फ्यूचर जनरेशन, इफ द थिंग फ्रॉम द फ्यूचर generation, present generation also, they have to eradicate this terrorism. It's a curse to human civilization. It's a menace for human civilization. It's a hydra-headed monster. To kill it before it kills you. भारत ने बहुत दिन सह लिया। उरी, पुलवामा, ये तो सुर्खियों पे है, लेकिन हर दिन, हर महीना कोई ना कोई सेना के जवान मारे जाते हैं। उसका जवाब कौन देगा? ये बंद करने का एक ही उद्देश्य है कि हम लोगों को इकट्ठा रहना चाहिए, और सिर्फ भारत इससे पीड़ित है ऐसा नहीं है। पूरा दुनिया आज धीरे धीरे इस आतंकवाद की चपेट में आ रहा है। इससे हमसे मुक्ति चाहिए, और मुक्ति का रास्ता एक है, जो इसके एपिक सेंटर है, जो इसका अपना बिजनेस बना लिया है, जो फॉरेन फंडिंग से अपना सेना को मजबूती देता है, अपनी इंटेलिजेंस को एनहांस करते हैं, और उसी का साथ साथ टेररिस्ट को पनाह देते हैं और उसको वहाँ से ग्रूमिंग का सारे बंदोबस्त करते। उसका खिलाफ हम लोगों को इकट्ठा होकर लड़ना चाहिए। आप लोग जो आज यहाँ आए हैं, मैं अपना आभार व्यक्त कर रहा हूँ, और सभी को ये बात एहसास दिलाना चाहता हूँ, जो जिस जगह में जैसे भी हो, सबका हिंदुस्तान में अपना प्रदेशों के साथ, अपना दोस्तों के साथ किसी न किसी माध्यम से रेगुलर आप लोग कांटेक्ट में है, तो ये मैसेज दे दीजिए। ये चौकन्ना रहना पड़ेगा। अभी हम बांग्लादेश को बात इसलिए उठाया कि बहुत सारे बंगाली लोग यहाँ हैं, बांग्लादेशीज भी यहाँ हैं। आज जो रेडिकलाइजेशन जिस रूप से बढ़ रहे हैं सभी जगह पर, इस इशू को हम लोग को एड्रेस करना चाहिए। किसी भी धर्म ये नहीं सिखाता है कि किसी को तुम मार दो, और हम लोग किसी भी डिवाइसिव पॉलिटिक्स लेकर के चलने वाला देश नहीं है। भारत एक है, आप लोग भी एक है। आज पूरा देश एकजुट है, इकट्ठा होकर आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ रहे हैं, और इसका अंत होना चाहिए। और अंत होने का एक ही रास्ता है, पाकिस्तान सामने से नकाब उठाना है। पाकिस्तान जो झूठ की दुकान खोल के रखे है, उसको बंद कर देना चाहिए। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Dr. M. Thambidurai, Honorable Member of Parliament, to deliver your address.
Good evening to everyone. Our delegation leader, Ravi Shankar Prasad, explained what is our mission to come over here to meet not only you and other persons, diplomats and others. We are going to meet the senators also. The message we want to give what is happening in Pakistan, and also how the dangerous things going to take place in future. Terrorism is the cancer. If you are not stopped there, when you are identified that the cancer is there, if you are not taking care of that, it will be finished your life. Therefore, terrorism, which is hub of the Pakistan, which is creating a danger to the world, not only India, through the world it is going to happen. To protect the democracy and also the Indian nation, we have come out here with a painful heart, painful incident took place. Our innocent brothers were killed by these terrorist activities of Pakistan. Then this is acceptable to the Pakistan. They are having that terrorist camps. They are doing that intentionally. It is well known to the world also. This is the first time Indian delegation has come over here because of Narendra Modi ji have taken over as the Prime Minister. After independence, it is the first time this kind of delegation is coming and exposing the terrorist activities of the Pakistan and all the safety of the Indian country. This is the most important. Why I'm telling? Because India is one. There is no any difference within us. Ideology is different, but the Indian nation is one. We are believing that. We are of the faith. That is why various political parties we have come over here on ADMK party, which MGR created. Ma'am Jayalalitha also protected us. And now the other party is leading this party. On behalf of ADMK party, we have joined here along with the delegation. Narendra Modi the opportunity to join in this delegation to expose the terrorist activities of the Pakistan. Now, you know that technology is developing different way. Artificial intelligence, one of the thing is coming, the new thing. The terrorist activities, if they use this kind of artificial intelligence, it's a great danger to the not only India, throughout the world, it is going to happen. That is the most important thing we have to think it over. நம்ம தமிழில் பேசணும்னு நான் விரும்புகிறேன். பயங்கரவாதம் என்பது உங்களுக்கு எல்லோருக்கும் தெரியும். இந்த பயங்கரவாதம் என்பது ஒரு கேன்சரை போன்றது. இது எங்கே உருவாகிட்டு இருக்குனாக்க முதல்ல பாகிஸ்தானில் உருவாகிட்டு வருது. அந்த பயங்கரவாதம் பரவச்சனாக்க இந்தியாவுக்கு மட்டுமல்ல, உலகத்தில் உள்ள அத்தனை நாடுகளுக்கும் ஒரு இந்த பயங்கரவாத மூலமாக பெரிய பாதிப்பு ஏற்படும், உயிர் சேதம் ஏற்படும். ஜனநாயகம் இருக்க முடியாது. இந்த ஜனநாயகத்தை காக்க வேண்டும் என்றால் நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்கள் எங்களை போன்ற அனைத்து கட்சியுடைய குழுவை அனுப்பியிருப்பதற்கு காரணம், இதில் சுதந்திரத்தை பிறகு முதலாக நடைபெறும் ஒரு நிகழ்ச்சியாகும். இதுபோல யாரும் நம்முடைய நாடாளுமன்ற உறுப்பினர் குழுவானது வெளிநாடுகளுக்கு சென்று இந்தியாவினுடைய ஒற்றுமையையும் இந்தியாவினுடைய உண்மையான உலகத்தில் உள்ள மற்ற நாடுகளுக்கு இந்த பயங்கரவாதம் பரவக்கூடாது என்பதை எடுத்து சொல்வதற்காகவும் அதற்குத்தான் நாங்கள் இங்கே வந்திருக்கிறோம். யாதும் ஊரே யாவரும் கேள் என்று சொல்வோம் தமிழிலே. World is one. We are all brothers, sisters. Whenever the danger is coming, it is not only it is affected to all the world. We are brothers. India is one. That is the word. That is always India thinks India is not only the country. The world is the whole country. That is the ideology the Indian people were having. That in that sense only we have come over here. It's the first time, as I told, this is the first unique committee like that constituted by Narendra Modi ji. We have come over here to expose the treacherous activities of the Pakistan. Because the Pakistan itself accepted that. It's not, it is a fact. They said, the minister said, the defense minister, yes, we are having these terrorist camps. We are supplying the terrorists throughout the world. They accepted that. அவர்களெல்லாம் உண்மையை ஒத்துக்கிட்டாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி பயங்கரவாதத்தை பயிற்சி தருவதற்கு முகாம்களை நாங்கள் பாகிஸ்தான் வைத்திருக்கிறோம். இதன் மூலமாக இந்தியாவுக்கு மட்டுமல்ல, உலக அரங்கில் எந்த நாட்டுக்கும் இது போன்ற பயங்கரவாதிகள் அனுப்பி வைத்து பலரை அந்த நாட்டினுடைய ஜனநாயகத்தை அழிப்பதற்கும் மக்கள் பாதுகாப்பு அழிப்பதற்கும் நாங்கள் தயாராக இருக்கின்றோம். இதற்காக ஒரு நாடு உருவாக வேண்டும். பாகிஸ்தான் இதுக்காக உருவாச்சு. Is the purpose created Pakistan? Are all brothers? When it's created in 1947 Pakistan, it is not the purpose of creating terrorism camps to develop the country. Any country must, as our colleague said, India after Narendra Modi has taken over, we reached the fourth level of development. This is the fourth stage, fourth GDP and everything. We reached that kind of economic development. We reached such kind of development is taking place. Therefore, the country of Pakistan must come in that line only. The development must be there to protect the citizens. Instead of that, they are creating terrorist camps to attack. See, Kashmir is a part of India. It is accepted. If at all anything, already this issue is, they can raise there. They come in on peaceful talks up to settle it. Therefore, the disputes may be there. For the dispute's sake, India எதற்கும் பயந்தது கிடையாது. We are having a strong force, army force. We know how to tackle that. Narendra Modi ji already said, we are not fearing about this kind of nuclear threat. That way we are having some strong, but is it necessary to attack Pakistan through that? But Pakistan is misusing that opportunity. They are using only terrorists because they are not able to face this kind of things. Therefore, why I am telling that Pakistan economy is going down. The political party is not existing there. As our friends said, military is ruling there. It's a military state. The military leaders are coming. They are only using some political parties only for the advantage. When the crisis comes, they are bringing this kind of terrorist activities to show that, to get some kind of sympathy from Pakistan. But Pakistan people realize that now, the common people realizing, because this is a very dangerous thing. It will create in the Pakistan itself, the terrorist activities will affect them due course of time. Therefore, this is the high time why we have come over here to expose their cunningness and cowardliness, and it will affect the whole world. That is why the delegation, we have come over here to see that the cancer of terrorism must not spread, that it must be exposed to our brothers, and that convey them. India is very concerned about that, not only protecting India, we want to protect other nations also. This Pakistan's, this kind of camps must not be allowed. We want the support of all nations. Therefore, that is அதற்காக தான் நாங்கள் வந்திருக்கிறோங்களே தவிர வேற ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. எங்களுடைய எண்ணம் என்பது காஷ்மீரிலிருந்து கன்னியாகுமரின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. நாங்கள் கன்னியாகுமரியிலிருந்து அந்த பக்கம் வந்திருக்கிறேன், காஷ்மீர் இருக்கிறது இங்கே அங்கே வந்திருக்கிறாரு. அதனால் காஷ்மீர் இந்தியாவானது ஒன்று, நமக்கு எங்களோட கருத்து வேறுபாடு என்பது கிடையாது. ஒரே கருத்து, நாம் சகோதரர்கள் நல்லா முன்னேற வேண்டும், வாழ வேண்டும், அதற்கு இது போன்ற பயங்கரவாதத்தை ஒடுக்க வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் எங்களுடைய கருத்து. அதற்காகத்தான் நாங்கள் இங்கு வந்திருக்கிறோம். அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் எடப்பாடி பழனிசாமி அவர்கள் என்னை இங்கே அனுப்பியதற்கு காரணம், மோடி அவர்களுடைய அன்பு வேண்டுகோளை ஏற்று எனக்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பை தந்திருக்கின்றார். ஆகவே ஒன்ஸ் அகெயின் ஐ தேங்க் ஃபார் மோடிஜி and my leader also to come over here to expose the treacherous activities of Pakistan, their intention to expose to the world. That is our intention. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I would like to welcome Shri M.J. Akbar, Honorable former Union Minister of State for External Affairs, to share a few words with us.
My fellow Indians, I don't propose to repeat what you have heard very eloquently from my colleagues. I can also, I think, safely say that all of us understand, even those who are not in this room, even those who are not Indians, understand the anguish and the pain that we are feeling today. This is a very solemn and sad moment in our history. But I do not think there is sufficient understanding of the nature of the threat, not only before us, but before the world. Prime Minister Modi today has become the leader of the global war against terrorism. But the nature of this war and the consequences of this game, of this very dangerous and volatile game, are not fully understood. It is no less than one of the most dangerous moments in world history. This is not an exaggeration, and I shall explain to you, give you 3 reasons why you may want to carry this message out. The most dangerous moment in world history much more dangerous than 9/11. Number one, in Pakistan, terrorism is not a maverick activity. Terrorism is not the activity of a criminal class, which may exist in any country. Terrorism is state policy. In the modern era, and if you define the modern era as the time after the end of the Second World War, the first instance of state-sponsored terrorism took place, and the date is specific, please remember it, because these details add conviction, not only within you but also to your interlocutors. On 22nd May 1947, Pakistan as a country, government took the decision to send 5,000 terrorists across the border to seize the state of Jammu and Kashmir. At that time, Jammu and Kashmir had not acceded to either country. The term terrorist was used in the transfer of power papers. It's not a new term. And a matter that would have been resolved through talks was then converted into a terrorist war by a state, once again, which believed in terror as its policy. Second reason, Pakistan mild flirtation with civilian power. By civilian power, I mean democracy, or indeed, today among the nuclear nations, there is also China and there is also North Korea. These two countries don't have democracy, but they are civilians in control through the parties. Pakistan is the only state which became a permanent military state and did so very, very quickly. Now, why is a permanent military state a danger? Because unlike civilians, civilians, wherever they might be, for them, survival, sustenance, re-election, or whatever might be the political endeavor that they seek comes through economic prosperity, people's prosperity. But a military state primarily seeks conflict as a rationale for its survival. So Pakistan as a military state needs a resurgence, a periodic resurgence of conflict and war with India. That is why, I said, even in its civilian manifestation on 22nd October, and let me take this opportunity to clear any doubts anyone might have about Gandhiji. Gandhiji's ahimsa is well known. On 29th October 1947, exactly 7 days after the terrorist invasion, he had a meeting with Mountbatten. And the records in the transfer of power papers say they were stunned because on the attack, on this aggression, they said Gandhi was almost Churchillian. And then, because Gandhiji never kept a secret, at his prayer meeting that day, he came and said, "It is the duty of our soldiers to fight. A state cannot be protected by non-violence. The terror and death of people cannot be protected by non-violence. Right? The state must fight. Soldiers," he said, and this is why they called him Churchillian, soldiers have to give their lives for their nation. So there was no confusion in our reaction. I've given you a state policy, a military state, and after Pakistan became a nuclear power, its nuclear existence became the operational sanctuary for the worst exercise in terrorism. This too is unique. There is no other nuclear power which actually does this. This unholy trinity, this unholy combination of three factors makes this, as I said, one of the most dangerous moments. And our Prime Minister is fully aware of the nature of the fight, the cost of any weakness. And we are here to raise international, because remember one thing, this war has no borders. This war has no borders in many senses, many senses. The other point I would like to make is that Pakistan was created according to its mentors in the name of Islam. This is the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about it for fear of it saying anything wrong. But the Islam espoused by Pakistan's leaders and its generals, which I think was mentioned by Ravi Prasad ji, that is the Islam of fascism. It is not the Islam of the Quran. To say that, Muslims and Hindus are different as human beings, they may have different faiths, but they are not different as human beings. In the Quran, Allah is described as Rabbul Alameen, as the creator of the whole universe. That means the creator of every human being, you, me, whatever our faith is. He is never described as Rabbul Muslimin, as only Allah of the Muslims. He created all of us. It is our duty to live in a humane and with a humanist philosophy. The word humanism itself is a positive word. It is not a negative word. This philosophy has been tortured to extinction by a state which is committed to violence, by a state which is committed to permanence of war. And I can only end on this note, that this war is at every doorstep. It is at the doorstep of Paris as much as it is in the doorstep of Delhi or Kashmir or Chennai or Calcutta. It is our war because we are all victims if we don't defeat it. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope that you will take this message forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we have approached the end of today's event, and now I would like to request all to join us for snacks and refreshments downstairs. Thank you.